In today's video, I just wanted to show you one app that I think every cinematographer or every filmmaker or everybody that loves to take, shots.
2 shots of vodka.
Shots, like it's called.
1, 2, 3.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is T-Saint. I'm a cinematographer, I'm a colorist, and most importantly, I am a lazy filmmaker. So in this video, I thought to share with you one of the apps that doesn't leave my phone at any time. I can delete everything else, WhatsApp, Instagram. It's an essential tool, an app that I feel like every cinematographer should have on their cell phones, or if it's a tablet that's your thing, then if you're rich and you use a tablet. But I use the phone and I keep this app on my phone every time. It's called Cadrage. For full disclosure, I am not sponsored by Cadrage. I've never spoken to anyone on their team. I use Cadrage for my pre-production. I use it to take like location photos. When I go on recce, I like to take pictures with Cadrage. And if you've seen some of my videos, I told you how I use Cadrage to like plan pre-production. So this is one of the pre-production tools that I think is very, very essential for you as a cinematographer. So I'm going to jump to my phone recording now. I'm going to show you a screen recording, show you how Cadrage kind of works. And then hopefully at the end of this video, you'll download Cadrage. I think it's relatively cheap. I don't know how much you charge now, but it's a one-off payment, I think. So that's enough talk. Let me jump into my recording now and show you the interface of Cadrage. So I have Cadrage downloaded already. It's called Cadrage Director's Viewfinder. If you're under Apple, you can probably check the App Store or the Apple Store, or what's the one for Windows? Play Store. Maybe, yeah. So App Store for like Apple and Play Store for Windows. When you activate the app, what happens is it just starts to show you, like, it takes over your camera and your camera becomes like your viewfinder basically. So I'm going to block it now because I don't want you guys to see my rough room, and I will just show you like the interface. So I'm going to block. Good. So right now it's on photo mode. You can see it here. But if I switch to video, it's telling me, do I want Cadrage to access my microphone? I'll say yes. If you don't want to record audio in case you're gossiping with your producer and you don't want it to be recorded in your pre-production shots, you can say no to that. So right now, the last thing I shot was with the Arri Alexa Mini. So that's why I set that here. But if you click that, you can choose setup, change your camera to whatever you want to change it to. So let's say, in my case, I use the Sony FX6 a lot. Your camera would most likely be here, and you tell it what you want to shoot in. What mode do you want to shoot in? I shoot most times a full frame, and I use a 3840 2160, and that's it, set. Then you can choose the lens that you want to use. You can tell it you want to use, I use a 24 to 70, so I've got 24 mm right now, and say done. I'll show you what I would change later. So what lens do you want? Lens series. This is where you can change. I use a Sigma. That's the one on my FX6 presently. That's the one I'm shooting this thing with. So, but that's what goes on my FX6 for my everyday shoots. But if, let's say I was using let's say like the Nisi Athena lens. So let's type Nisi Athena. You can see Nisi Athena Cine Primes. If I select that, what lenses do I want? What lenses am I using? I can say 24, 35, 50, and 85. And say done. You can select, if you have other lenses, you can select. Then what's the aspect ratio? You choose that 16:9. That's what I want. Frame line, do you want it to have frame lines on it? Kind of decide what you want, how you want it to look. And then when you're done, you can say done, right? You can also add this setup to favorites, but now let's say done. So when you say done, now these are your shots on. So right now, let's say I'm trying to frame this lens, then these are your shots. So if I'm using 25 mm, that's what the shots will look like. If I want to like switch my lens, I can come here and switch to 35 mm. You can see the white box now is showing you what your frame will look like. So your frame would be contained inside this. Then you can go to 50 and maybe you want to do a close-up shot, and then you can go to 85. So let's say we want to do like 25. We want to establish our wide shot. Maybe our wide shot will look something like this, and then we can record it. And then you can practice the movements you want. Or maybe you want to do like a quick, dolly around it, and then that's done. If you don't want to do video, you can switch your camera and then take photos, right? So you take photos, and let's do one for 50. You see the white guidelines, take a photo. Let's say I want to do a video, maybe the shot comes like this, and the shot goes down, and then we're done. So let's say we're done. We can click on the gallery to see what we have, and then we can decide to say, okay, we like this shot, send to the director. Director watches it and says, okay. See, that was my voice playing. So you can easily see the frames here. You can send this to the director. The director sees what will happen if it's 24. They can see what will happen if it's 35. And they can make the decision and say, okay, let's work with the 35. Let's crop in a bit more. So why this is very nice is because you don't need to take your camera to a location to scout a location before you can see your shots. So this is what I go with every time I'm going to like location recce. I'll show you some of my shots that I've done in the past. And I just go with my phone. I take pictures. If I have a short idea, look at the location, I choose my lens, I take the picture, or I practice the movement so that when on the day that I need to shoot, I have this on my phone already, and I just bring it out to look at the shot, put my camera, put the same lens, the same angle, click record, done. This will save you a lot of time in shooting, and you can easily just come here. You can create a new project, save the name of the project, and say whatever the name of the film is or whatever the project is, you can save it there and it would be in your gallery. If you don't want to see all of the shots framed up, you don't want everything framed up, and you don't want to see like the other time you could see like the 24, the 35. If you want just 16:9, you can go to 16:9, click done, and now it's showing you 16:9 done. And then now when you go to the lens, you see it's just clean. So you can take a picture now, and this will be your frame. You can go to the next one and say, okay, your frame, and then this is a 50mm. See, you can basically like plan everything you want to shoot and you'll be fine. And you can do that in photo also. I love this app so much because I bought it like years ago. The good part about it is I've used like 4 different phones since I bought it. I just download it again, my information gets transferred, and that's it. I don't have to buy again. And even if I have to buy every year, I wouldn't mind because it's relatively very cheap, and this saves me a lot of stress. Most of the time I don't want to go with my FS6. If you use this camera, it's quite heavy. I don't want to go about with it to set up and just plan shots. I feel like that would be silly most times. So I go with my phone, take those photos. Instead of using just your normal camera, that becomes your camera. Instead of using your phone camera, that becomes your real camera, and it just gives you like very solid frames that you can rely on. So until the next video, don't forget, keep shooting, don't stop coloring, and take care of yourself. And what else do I say? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.